to do a whole Mandela effect, T-shirt. Remember this, remember that, and then I got off the whole thing because it's a can of worms. More important than any of this, if you find this interesting, look into the Bible changes are absurd. Some of the Bible stuff is really insane. Mm-hmm. All right. Not even just like the stuff that like the church changed, like the Our Father. I could see that they would change that kind of shit, but the wineskins thing is pretty crazy. The lion will lay down with the lamb is a famous passage, and there are churches called the Lion and Lamb Ministry. There's Christian rock bands that still use the moniker Lion and the Lamb. It's never been said. The actual passage is the wolf and the lamb. And you can even go back to the Greek, and that's what it says, or Latin in the case of the Old or the New Testament. So it says wolf. It never said lion. And that's like a weird change to have happen, because the lion and the lamb has a symbolic meaning for the biblical, biblical metaphors and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So for it to go to wolf, the wolf's an evil creature during our folklore. And I find that interesting in and of itself.
The wolf walks with the devil in the
pale moonlight.
By the pale moonlight.
Give me just the littlest bit of echo on my voice, if you would.
Let's get a little bit of echo going here.
It was the summer of '74. I had just boarded a village flight inside a small village. A 2-engine jet plane with propellers. And my rendezvous was a man named Carlos. He had told me we were going to voyage to the center of a Brazilian town to observe the crystal skulls of the Mongolians.
Preach. Take him to church.
As we flew, the weathers became
tumultuous.
The multiple weathers.
Tumultuous.
The weather balloons began dancing in the sunlight as the breeze picked up on my face.
It almost sounded like Macho Man. Macho Man Randy Savage.
Charlie says, I can't remember my parents' birthdays, and you can remember all this. I'm sort of a failure. Or you're some sort of crazy. Damn straight I'm some sort of crazy. This is what made you think I was crazy?
There was a boy named Charlie Ludwig Fonchetti.
A.K.A. Charlito.
He couldn't remember his parents' birthday. And
Charlie!
Therefore, he was a constant disappointment.
Why can't you be more like your brother Robert? I'll never be like Rob! This is from Miramax Entertainment with Danny DeVito as Charlie Von Vodwick.
I was about to say Twins 2. Twins, the sequel. With Danny DeVito as Charlie Von Ludwig.
Okay. With Sarah Jessica Raphael. Wait, what's her name? That wasn't her name. Nah. Sarah Jessica Parker and Jesse who's the Jesse See, I'm not that good at remembering stuff, bro. Sarah Jessica Parker and with Sarah Jessica Parker as John, the drummer of Deviant Saints.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger as Robert Miller.
Why can't you be more like your brother? I'll never be him!
Summer 2018.
Twins 2. We could just cut these. We're going to just cut as many of these movie promos that don't exist.
I like the creepy music, though.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It works for every promo. Let's try. Let's see what's next.
In a world. Wait, you got to give me echo. What?
Okay.
In a world where spelling bees were revered, there stood a young boy who dared to spell the unimaginable.
Philanthropist!
What's the Latin root? You've already used your Latin root! With Greg Warnett as Charlie Chaplin. I don't know. With Spellbound in a theater near you. I'll never spell that word! You have to spell that word. A spelling bee that set them apart. With Tom Cruise. If you're going to spell this word, you got to really look at the Latin roots.
And Jamie Foxx.
You ain't going to look at no, certainly ain't going to be spelling that word.
With Chris Tucker.
What the deal with this word you spelling? That ain't good.
And Jerry Seinfeld.
What's the deal with the word peanut? There's an E and an A. It certainly isn't a nut.
Spellbound 2. Summer 2018.
This film has not been rated.